So this video popped up on my homepage from Next Life TV. The problem with modern sports fans. Small channel, y'all. So show love. Video to his video will be in the description. Link to his video, oh my god, will be in the description down below. What is the problem with modern sports fans? Because I do got a decent amount of problem with modern sports fans, but
all the time. I really hate talking sports with people. I like to think of myself as a very logical person. You might not always agree with me, but I at least have a point. Whenever I'm debating a bunch of different topics, I try not to let my feelings get in the way. I like to receive information, I process it, and I form an opinion. I always say facts over feelings. I try to apply that thought process to everything in my life, but the one thing that truly pisses me off to talk about: sports. Sports talk is so terrible today because of the hot take culture that we live in with the internet and TV. Everyone wants to go viral, and it seems like everything today is just for clicks and engagement, and I hate it. Like, when talking about anything, you could be talking about music, sports, politics. It seems like people throw all basic logic and context out the window and go to the extreme with everything. I just turned 30, and I've been hearing LeBron versus Jordan debates since I was in middle school. It's not that I mind having that conversation, because to me it is a fun debate, but the points that get brought up are always ridiculous. Like, on one hand, you got Michael Jordan fans that say if Jordan played in today's era, he would average 45 points a game. If LeBron played in a physical era like the 80s or the 90s, it's no way he would be this good. I don't know if y'all know this or not, LeBron James is like 6'8", 6'9", 250 pounds of muscle. If LeBron played in an era where players are able to get physical with him, you do know that gives him the right to be physical back. Just the way that people talk about sports in general today is so annoying. Like, a while back on Twitter, you had a bunch of LeBron James fans posting bad clips from Michael Jordan, and it showed nothing outside of the fact that Jordan is a human. And I know this is...
You know, it's crazy. I agree with the facts over feelings things and trying to be as objective as possible. But I think the reason why discourse is the way that it is I'm sorry, we all interpret data, we all interpret facts in different ways, right? Because I think that's the key when it comes to sports discussions. It's not that people are necessarily lying about what they see. Well, sometimes they do. Like, sometimes they're just straight up reading the wrong thing, saying the wrong facts. And if that's the case, yeah, that's definitely problematic. But I think discussion when it comes to sports is effectively, how do you interpret the data? It's just, at the end of the day, we all interpret data in different ways. And that doesn't necessarily mean one interpretation is the right interpretation over the other. It's just, to me, the biggest problem with just media discussions and debates nowadays, is the fact that, number one, it has been incentivized by money to get the hottest take out there. And number two, we're not even having conversations anymore. We are just talking to talk. We are just talking to get our point across. We are just talking to win debates. And I even think we have crossed a threshold where hatred has spewed over to how we watch sports. Like, we watch sports to just be proven right instead of watching sports to be sports fans. And even to another realm, hell, we watch sports to get money now. You know what I'm saying? With sports gambling and all that shit. So when you give everyone a platform, and when you incentivize everyone having a platform with money through TikTok, through YouTube, I think this is how you get the media platform that you get. Now, are there pros to that? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I do love the fact that we are able to hear different perspectives from various amounts of different people, and are able to hear all of these different perspectives. I think that's beautiful. But on the other side of it, you also get this. So
this is gonna sound crazy, but Michael Jordan had bad games. And yes, you can find clips from the older era that make it look like the level of competition isn't that good. But guess what? You can do the same exact thing today. LeBron James has had multiple bad moments in his career. And don't even get me started on the level of defense that's played today. It's very easy to find a video when you want something that fits your narrative. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were a big topic, and they played the other day, but people were basically making this out to be a new civil war. You got white people that don't like Angel Reese. They call her a thug, they call her ghetto, but every black person know what they really want to call her: a DEI. Shout out to all the black people that caught that joke. And then you got black people that don't like Caitlin Clark. They call her overrated. They call her white privilege. Pretty much they don't like her just because she's a white woman. I don't care about none of that because I actually like basketball. I'm pro hate. I actually think hating is underrated. But when I say that, I'm saying that in a joking way. Some people be dead serious. I don't mind someone rooting for somebody that looks like them because to me it's natural. As a black man, when I'm watching a reality TV show, guess what? I'm rooting for the black people. I root for every black quarterback in the NFL because as a black man, I want to see them succeed. Me rooting for black people to succeed does not mean I need to look at somebody like Peyton Manning and hate him, or I need to hate Luka Doncic in the NBA just because they're white. I'm a very simple man. If you can play, you can play. When I watched Iowa and LSU the other day, all I wanted to see was a good game of basketball. But for a lot of people, they can't talk about the sport at hand because they don't actually like the game. They just want to put down someone they don't like, whether it's for legitimate reasons or just for jokes. And who do I blame for that? Skip Bayless.
Yeah, before we get into the Skip Bayless shit, yeah, that LSU Iowa game, I knew it was about to be nasty because I saw how nasty it got last year. But yeah, nasty game. Because it wasn't even, because I've given pushback, right, on the let fans enjoy certain matchup shit. But that has always come from me, a basketball perspective, right? Let's enjoy Lakers versus Celtics because of all the basketball lore that goes into that. Because of the superstar players playing at superstar levels, all the star power that's about to be on the court, all of the storylines, all of that. I am cool with that. But the idea of getting hype on both sides of the fence for the Iowa LSU game, not because you got this generational player that everyone is touting to be the Michael Jordan of the fucking sport going up against the defending national champions who are also still stacked. So you get to see this Clash of the Titans ass game, which is still ended up being a great, phenomenal game. It became a civil war. It became a race war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of those dudes that want to take race away from everything, because I do think race it's real. First of all, racism is a real problem in America specifically, and I don't want to get too political, but yeah, I'm not that type of dude that just let's take race and sex away from everything. But it's like, oh my God, that's the main reason you want to see Iowa lose? That's the main reason you want to see LSU lose from both sides of the fence, is to prove your political allegiance? Like, oh my God, can we just enjoy basketball for once?
I'm a fan of Skip, but he said some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. If Skip likes you, he'll find the dumbest reason to hype you up, and if he doesn't like you, he'll find the smallest reason to tear you down. LeBron James could have 50 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, hit the game winner, and Skip would be like, well, the game shouldn't have been that close in the first place. Did you see him miss those 2 free throws in the first quarter? Skip, for better or worse, changed the way sports media operates, and networks have tried to copy his format for years. You have people like Stephen A. Smith, who I'm a big fan of, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd, Nick Wright, Joy Taylor. I just wanted to shout my boo out. You have all these people among others with sports debate shows, and it could all be tied back to Skip. People get on these sports debate shows and just say anything. Like a few weeks ago, Keyshawn Johnson got on live TV, live national TV, and said that he's never seen LeBron James posterize somebody. Keyshawn is older than me. How are you a basketball fan and you say you've never seen LeBron James dunk on someone? Please do not get me started on Keyshawn Johnson, Kendrick Perkins, LaShawn McCoy, and a whole bunch of other people. I can't stand them. We need more JJ Redicks, Tim Leglers, Ryan Clarks, people like that. But I guess when quote-unquote professionals get on live TV and say such stupid things, I guess I can't expect much better from regular people on social media. Another aspect,
I think the problem with debate talk shows, to me, it's a system issue to me. It's a formatting issue to me. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. When you expect someone to talk about basketball every single day for 2 hours at a time, or even sports, just sports in general, but specifically basketball. Let's stick to basketball. When you ask someone to talk about basketball 2 hours out of the day, 5 days a week, and it's live, I think that's a missing component to this whole discussion. The fact that it's live and you can't say dumb shit and walk it back when you realize you said dumb shit immediately. I think that's how you get the bad takes that you have. You know what I'm saying? I think, to me, that exact reason is why a lot of the videos on this channel, for those who haven't noticed, are offline videos now. Is because, not because I don't trust my basketball knowledge, but I just want to allow the space for myself to portray certain things the way I truly want to portray them. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think delivery matters. I do think allowing space for creators, which at the end of the day, all we're talking about are creators to a certain extent, to have that room for error, to correct that error, is a very differentiating factor when you compare live debate shows to, let's say, JJ Redick uploading his podcast, or let's start off with JJ Redick recording his podcast, sending that to an editor, having that editor edit things out. Maybe JJ even sends the editor editing notes. Oh, I said this, take that bitch out. You know what I'm saying? Looking back, I was wrong before it released. Let's make sure what I'm putting out there is something that I truly believe in. I think that's how live streamers in general get caught up, is the fact that the shit is live. Once you say something, you cannot take it back. But I also get why it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are very profitable businesses at the end of the day. Both from the business owner and the talent themselves. It's a lucrative business. Hey man, everything boils back to capitalism.
Another aspect that's a big problem: sports betting. I can't lie, I've dabbled in sports gambling from time to time. I've donated money to FanDuel. Please don't ask me how much money I lost. But the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is that documentary years from now, talking about how much gambling has ruined people's lives. Sports betting is literally everywhere, and sports being rigged or fixed could be a whole nother video. You're starting to see more and more players talk about how fans are starting to yell, I need 2 more points, I need 3 more rebounds. They care more about the props than the actual team winning. That's kind of why I gave up gambling, or at least I don't gamble as much as I used to, because I caught myself watching games and caring more about the props than the actual quality of the product. Like, I'm a diehard New York Jets fan. I remember a few years ago, I lost out on a $300 parlay because I bet against the New York Jets money line. Like, Zach Wilson randomly beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals like 2 years ago. It genuinely feels like people don't even like the game anymore, and it's disgusting at just how casually sports betting is thrown in the face of so many adults and children. ESPN having a betting app is disgusting. Leagues openly partnering with betting apps is disgusting. NBA insiders working with betting apps is nasty. You got people.
Yeah, listen, I'm not about to act coy. I don't even know if that's the right word. At the end of the day, gambling is a vice. So the best you can really do is just tell people, well, the best you can do is not promote it, but, you know, if you are going to promote it, to tell people to gamble responsibly. It's just a thing where, like, if y'all know how much these gambling companies are willing to shell out to people, it's on some would you pass up on that money type of money. Like, I don't want to get into too much details, but it's like, okay, boom, X company hits you up, boom, yo, 20 bands, 30, 40, and you're sitting, especially for, you know, small content creators, but you would imagine for larger platforms like the NBA, and let's say, I don't know, all the smoke, it's probably larger than that. We might be talking in the 6-7 digit mark when it comes to those type of deals. Do you pass up on that as a business owner? Probably not. Probably not. You know? I think it does get nasty though. Just from a enjoyment perspective. When people do watch games and all they talk about is the parlay. When all you're talking about is, like, you're literally seeing a good game in front of you, but you were just locked in on Andrew Wiggins, and if Andrew Wiggins can get 15 points or not. And then if he doesn't, the game is ruined for you. I think that's where it gets nasty. I do think there needs to be regulations when it comes to this shit. Maybe, like, I don't know, a betting limit, like a hard betting limit. I don't know. Not even like a betting limit in terms of amount, just the amount of times you could do it per week. You can only max out at 3 entries per week. You can only max out at, I don't know, bro. I do think it is a problem, because it has gotten big enough to the point where NBA players cannot just ignore it. It's not just a fan thing. It is a part of the business that they partake in. You know what I'm saying? And NBA players aren't dumb. Well, they are dumb for actually doing this, but you know, they have probably seen what these apps look like, what they're projected to be, and all of these things to act like it doesn't affect them. And you know, I think it is more added pressure to the NBA players on top of all the pressures that they already have on them to perform. So, I mean, I agree. I do agree. It's one of those things that maybe in hindsight, we will look back 20, 30 years from now and be like, yo, what the fuck? How did we let this shit happen? But to be fair, I think the internet as a whole is something 20, 30 years from now, we will look back on and say, yo, what the fuck? How did we not regulate this? But
people threatening players and their family lives because they're the reason they lost a parlay. Like one day something really bad is gonna happen and then all these jokes aren't gonna be funny anymore. I love sports, but the conversation, whether it's coming from the media or our fans in general, is so annoying. Like I wish more people would just enjoy the game for what it is, but apparently today, that's asking for too much. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this? Am I tripping, or do you feel the same way as me? Because I feel like today people are just go to the extreme with everything, and it's really annoying to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree with a lot of the things that you said. And I'll just say this, and maybe this is the only pushback I really have, is everything that you said is not specific to sports fans. The gambling shit, fine. But even then, you can gamble on esports. I don't know. But, you know, I think the politicizing everything thing, the nasty narratives, the nasty confirmation bias things that we're seeing, enjoying things to just say you're right. Not even enjoying, consuming things just to prove your argument or to tell people they're wrong. It is an epidemic. It is a problem within media. And I think the biggest problem that I have is people aren't even having conversations anymore. A lot of these things are masked as conversations, but in reality, it's, again, just a ego thing for you to be right. And as consumers themselves aren't even looking to have these conversations to find the objective truth. It is just to confirm their own biases, and to be also proven right themselves. It's a toxic environment that we live in. You know what I'm saying? And especially with all these algorithms only showing you what will keep you on their platform. People get stuck in their bubble. They are surrounded with media that only confirms, and they have the choice to surround their media with shit that only confirms their worldview, and it just distorts what reality actually is. Wise words from BSOLZ. With that being said, though, shout out to Next Life TV. Links to his video will be in the description. I'm not really sure if he talks about all sports, but this was definitely a cool video about sports. Okay, he talks about other shit too. Comlo channel. I like this. But with that being said, I'm out, man. Peace.